Thank you very much once again for staying with us. It is still iBrand Daybreak, and we're set to unleash that segment you wouldn't want to miss, that love segment, or the love corner you might want to call it. And we have a guest in the studio, a new guest, who will be taking us through that segment of the program. And today we'll be talking about getting the best of love through personality styles, or you can say personality profiles, whichever way you want to put it. And we have in the studio, like I said, a guest. His name is Kolade Stephen Adeni. Kolade Stephen Adeni is a love doctor, as I would always want to call it, or a love specialist. Anyway, he's just that right person to take us through that program. Welcome to the show, Dr. Kolade.
Thank you.
Adeni.
But you'll have to wait for me to get the doctorate first.
Welcome.
Nice
to have you on the show.
Great to be back, and great to be back with you, MB. And for Nigerians and everyone watching, it's great to be back on the show. So in the light of that, I think we will just capture, since yesterday was International Women's Day.
I was about saying that. How are you going to relate it now to yesterday's observance?
Oh, it's very simple. I know that the theme for the month, it's leveraging tech for change. I think it's around that. So basically, I want the women at home to understand what it takes to love and to be loved, and how to be loved correctly. And then I'm going to help the men who are also listening to find a tip or two on how to love these women and to love them well. So the first woman we'll be talking about today, and like I said, I've laid the background for a bit, so I'm not going to go back there. I'm just going to hit it on. Is the lion woman. When you think about the lion, what comes to mind? King of the jungle, or queen of the jungle. And of course, if you're like me, you like to watch National Geographic a lot. You watch how lions interface. So what is the basic need of a lion woman? A lion woman, by design, naturally, if you are dating a lion woman, she's the get it done person. She fixes stuff, she gets it done, she juggles 20 balls in the air at the same time. They are the ones who naturally you will find at the top orgas in any company. They are natural leaders. They do badly in teams when they are led. Most of the time they will frustrate you because it's just the way they are wired. Another interesting thing about them you'll notice is that they are naturally very impatient people. Very highly impatient. So if you find a lion woman as a lover, one of the things you don't want to do to her is that when you want to communicate with her, don't use too many words. She's not interested. She wants you to get to it, get there, and let's move on. If you have to propose to her, if you want to toast her, or if you want to toast the kind of a lion woman, don't be saying, I want to borrow pencil, don't borrow anything. Just see, a lion woman, lion, I want to love you, simple. And let's move on from that. It's either she says a yes or a no. And if she's married to you and she's your spouse, one of the things you will do for her, one of the love languages that makes them comfortable with you is act of service. They believe in action. They believe in action, so they want you to act it out and show. They want you to do it. Another way to deal with them also is that when you have a lion woman in your home, you can also be, if you're not careful, your life might be a certain way, and I'll explain what I mean by your life might be a certain way. By design, they have a strong force of character. People who don't understand them call them bullies. So when you are dating them or you are married to them, if there is a misunderstanding in the home, they'll come for you. They don't go like this. If you misbehave right now, they will tell you to your face, I don't like what you did. And then we naturally say that they do well in the midst of antagonism. So if you are working with a lion woman, say, for example, a lion woman is, both of us report, okay, let's say 3 of us report to a lion boss, and something goes wrong, and she hears from MB, maybe I told you something, and say, MB tells the lion woman, Kolade said you are always very short with people. She leaves you, she comes straight for me. And she goes, well, do you know who I am? You would hear that line a lot. When you hear that, do you know who I am? Do you know? That's a simple sign of a lion woman. And then she will say, oh, don't you know I'm doing this? Don't ever in your life. And that's the kind of people that they are. So if you're going to love a lion woman, don't expect them to be naturally romantic. they are more fixed on getting it done. So when you are with them in a relationship in life, it's about getting it done. And I say it all the time. Even sex with them can be like a tick box because everything is check box. Imagine somebody juggling many things. That's what you see when you see a lion woman. They get it done, they get it done, get it. So when you talk to them, don't give them excuses. Just hit it straight. Keep your word. If things go wrong in a relationship with them, and you made them a promise that you get something done, and you can't keep that promise, the next best thing to do is don't come with an excuse. Just say, honey, love, I promised to do this, but I can't do it now. Can you give me 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or can you give me tomorrow to get it done? That's the way to live in peace with them. Then the next woman you probably want to meet because of International Women's Day is the monkey woman. Of course, the lion woman is the one we call the D. The monkey woman is the one we call the I. What's the thing that comes to mind when you think about a monkey? Short attention span. Very short attention span. Too much energy. Always excited. And of course, they get bored easily. So if you are married to the monkey woman, she's the most romantic of the lot. She remembers every single thing. The first day you met, where you met, what you were wearing, how we looked. They are natural feelers, so they feel everything. Everything to them is emotion. It's feel good. If you want to love, a monkey woman, just make sure that you consistently are shining things in their eyes that makes them feel excited. And they are pretty much the easiest to love. They love gifts. They love gifts. They love words of affirmation. Then the interesting thing about them is that as lovers, they get bored easily. Yes, they do. Why are you looking like that? They are the ones that can tell you that why are we eating afang? Can't we do a forero today and maybe a bit of white soup tomorrow? That's the dynamic of how they are wired, because that's the sort of personality style that they have. If you have them as someone that you work with, if a monkey woman is your boss and you come to work and she's angry or she's upset, calm down. They like the sound of their own voices. So when you come into the room and they're ranting, let them talk. Another thing you can do is let them also feel that it's about them all along. And when you come into their space, hold the biggest weapon that will disarm them. You know what that weapon is? Compliments.
Okay.
Always compliment them. You know, I'd come to madam, madam, this is your shoe. It looks, and then she would give you the history of the shoe. Oh, it's an LV. Oh, there are like 300 of them. My cousin sent it to me from Italy. Oh, come and see it. It's original stitch. You've calmed them down. Whatever the issues are, it's done. So if you're married to a monkey woman and things go wrong, Ogami, just buy a gift. If she likes pizza, buy her favorite. And from the door, be singing. Just do something, and then you will naturally calm them down. And like I said, the downside to them is that they get bored easily, really bored easily. So you must find a way to keep creating fun, because they are naturally very spontaneous people. And then one other issue that they contend with is that they are monkey women are big procrastinators. They can procrastinate for the world. Oh my God. And then naturally, by design and by nature, the jobs that they enjoy is any job that allows them to meet people. So their biggest addiction is people. Okay. If you want to see them, they are the ones that you are for example, Sam is having a birthday party and a lion woman comes in. You begin to hear a voice from the door. It's not a party, but she'll come to your party and she becomes the center of attraction. Because they are lovable, they are likable, you know, they have all the best stories to tell. People naturally will galvanize towards them. So they are great. If you marry them as a spouse, they will be better. They might even be closer to your in-laws than you are. Don't fight it. Don't feel jealous. That's their power. That's their superpower. That's their strength. And when they go to your children's school, they are the ones who want to volunteer for PTA meetings. They are the one who wants to do anything in any family meeting. They are the ones who want to organize. Even though there is you've gotten a caterer, they want to bring their own cooler of food. That is your standard monkey woman. All right. We're going to ask something.
I wanted to ask a question. Between these two, the
lion, two styles, lion and the monkey woman.
Lion and the monkey. What's the uniqueness? What makes them different? Like just one unique thing about each of them.
Okay, so the two styles I mentioned are the outgoing styles of the four.
Okay.
So while one is a bit more rigid, the other is a bit more flexible.
So who is rigid? The
lion, I guess.
Okay, yes.
Thank you. The lion is more rigid. They believe in a certain things must be done a certain way. No, not necessarily thing, but they are more firm. But while the monkeys are go-getters, they can today, this morning they can wake up and want to make bread, toast, and tea, and as they're going to the kitchen, they see gari and maybe yesterday's egusi, and they say, no, that's what I want to go for. Whereas if it's a lion and he says, oh, we're having toast and tea this morning, that's what you must make for them. Then the other style we won't talk about is the dog woman. We call them the steady. The I is the influencer, the S is the steady. So when you think about a dog, what do you mean? Of course, people don't think about it. I'm thinking about dogs are creatures of habits. They do things the same way. They don't want anything changed. So of all the styles, for me, I naturally say that the S style or the dog style is the most, we call them the steady. They are the most stable. They are the most dependable. You can take them to the bank. So if you are married to a steady woman or a dog woman, they will not cheat on you. Take it to the bank.
But the dog woman?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I hope you're taking notes.
Meaning that by design and by nature, they are repetitive in what they do. And I like to joke and say that all our mothers and all, I feel they all went to that cult school where they all were dogs. And I'll explain why, and I'll prove it. Do you remember while you were growing up what you ate every Saturday morning at home? Can you remember what you ate?
Every Saturday?
Yes.
Ours was rice.
Rice every Saturday. Yours was what?
Mine is funny.
No, shock me.
Let's go ahead.
So
it must be pop. I think it's pop and akara. He's too shy to say.
Oh my God. So, but what I'm saying now is that by design and by nature, the question is, our mothers will naturally do the same thing over and over. The big question you should ask is, if they change the meal for that Sat, will you die?
No.
So why didn't they change it? Because it's simple, it's steady. Just the same way every Christmas, when we were young, they will give us chicken head, chicken leg. We will suck the water till the bone, and then the older you grow, and so I was actually eating chicken head.
Yeah.
Okay, don't make me feel bad, terrible. Yeah, but so it's like your mother and my mother went to the same coven to get their power. So the good thing about the steady woman or the dog woman is they are dependable, they are trustworthy, they don't want anything. They are the most resistant to change. Yeah. So that means if the day you toasted her, or you asked her out, you took her to say a particular restaurant, the problem is this: till you die, you must continue to go to that restaurant for the rest of your relationship.
Oh. Don't
change it. If you change it, there is trouble. There is trouble. The biggest problem about them is that they are so dependable that that becomes the biggest problem. That when you've married them, and let's say you've married into a 2-bedroom apartment and you are building a house, and you might probably want to go for bigger, and she'll still, what are we doing? Build the same 2-bedroom. You build another one, we use it to rent. That's your standard dog type woman. But they're highly dependable. And then the last but not the least is what we call the owl woman, or the conscientious or the correct one. These ones, apparently, of all the styles, I tell people they are naturally, by design and by temperament, they are the most unforgiving. And I'll explain why. They are the most unforgiving because in everything they do, they think in process. So anything that they cannot prove from what they've read or what they've researched, they won't believe it. If you are married to them, they are the ones that will bombard your life with questions. I love you. Why? Because you mean a lot. Okay. When did you start loving me? 2 years ago. Okay. What did I do exactly? So they can bombard you with so much questions that if you are not a patient person, you would run out of patience. So the best way to deal with the owl woman is to be patient.
Cool.
And then don't lie to them.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Don't lie to them. Don't lie to them, because before you see anything, they've processed that information like 20, 30 steps ahead of you. So if they ask you a question, who is Amaka mechanic? If you don't know, say you don't know. Don't explain. I don't know whether you get it.
I understand.
So I'm sure our viewers get it too. So whoever Amaka is, will find it out. But I'm saying that, so the bad thing about them is that if you lie to them, right, because they are process thinkers, they begin to put you in that box, so that nothing you ever say going forward will ever sound to them like a truth. So that's the mirror they now see you with.
So when they say they ask a lot of questions, does it mean they are insecure, or they just want to be sure that you're actually telling them the truth?
So you know, I said that the owl, like for an animal, is a very conscientious animal. So they're into fact, figures, details, and fact, and the fine print. So the kind of people you find in these professions are doctors. So when your doctor is asking, when you tell your doctor, "Oh, I have a headache," he will ask you questions, yeah?
Yes.
Like, have you been sleeping well? Is he asking you that question because he doesn't trust you?
No.
Why do you think he's asking the
He
question?
wants to get the fact. Oh.
He wants to narrow it down to the heart of the conversation so that he will thin it out. So if you're married to an owl woman by design, what you want to do for her is, as much as possible, always make sure that what she knows is the fact. And painfully, even if she's been married to you for a long time, or you're dating her, or she's your girlfriend or your fiance especially, make sure that what you say and what you do
tallies.
Because she's watching you. She's watching, and she's downloading everything you said. So she's also trying to say, okay, you said you sacrificed for me. You sacrificed for me. We are eating food. It remains 3 meat. You ate 2. You're leaving 1 for me. She'll just be watching you. And then when they say, oh, baby, I'll sacrifice, say, shut up, keep quiet. Ordinary 3 meat, you can't even cut 1 and let us eat 1.5. So that is how the standard owl woman will process information and will think.
So out of these 4 styles you've mentioned, which one will you think is the best?
There's no best. There's no best. There's no bad. People, you didn't pick your parents, did you?
No.
Okay, so would you say your parents are bad parents? Even
say
it on live TV. Say it on live TV.
No, my parents
your
are the best.
Your mother,
no, my mom is the best.
They are watching.
No,
Good.
no.
Mommy, if she says anything, it's her.
Okay.
So there's the reality is that there's no style that is the best one. There's no style that is the bad one. People are just born, but you will now need to learn to make the best of yourself. And then you asked a question a while ago, which is that, can you become a better version of yourself? Which is a core idea. One of the things we speak about when we talk about the concept of self-awareness.
Yeah.
Are you aware? And can you have the hard conversations with yourself to say, where are my strong areas? What am I struggling with? Do I find myself always saying I'm going to do this and I don't do it? Which is a challenge. So how do I make it? Do I find out that I constantly want to keep on doing things the same way? And like we'll say, what's that famous quote all of us like to say? There's only a madman that keeps on doing the same thing and expects a different result. Mm-hmm. So what's the one thing I can do? For the woman who is always asking questions, can she build a structure or a system where she becomes a bit more trusting? Those are strong areas. Can the lion woman learn to become a bit more patient? So these are now it's now become struggle and strength areas that they now need to own and turn over, so that whoever is in their life, either as lovers or people, they can get the best of them. So you can imagine all the 4 animals parenting. If you're not mindful, it will impact the kind of children you would raise. Okay,
so before we wrap up the show, let me ask this question. These styles you've just mentioned,
yes, please.
Is it natural, or can one adapt into a particular style? For example, maybe a lion woman, and maybe she got her heart broken or something triggered her. Can she adapt to another style, like the dog style, the monkey style?
Interesting.
Is it adaptable, these styles, or is just something, I was born as a lion woman?
Okay, so if you are born, so I said something over the last couple of weeks, you are born as a type. As you grow older, between ages 0 and 6, you are influenced into in fact, everything you become in your life is between ages 0 and 6.
Okay.
So every other age from there, you just begin to morph into what you're supposed to be. So the great thing about being an adult is the fact that you can take control and own certain things and become. That's why I love the book about I won't talk about Obama's wife, Michelle, and talks about becoming. So that means you can become something else. But certain of the styles, either you're a dog, an owl, a monkey or a lion, this is who you are. And the reality also is that the older you grow, the more of these temperaments begin to show themselves or they begin to morph themselves. And also in a light note, so what personality style do you think the wife of the president of Nigeria is? Which of the animals do you think she
Anyway,
is?
that's why you're here. So
No, I'm asking.
Okay, I'll guess.
Take a wild guess.
I think she is. I'll go with a monkey.
Interesting.
I don't know.
I think you're actually very right.
Then I deserve an applause.
Yeah, she is, because she's quick to share how she feels.
Yeah.
She's primarily a monkey, but a secondary personality style is an owl, because she's always asking questions.
Okay. So can one person possess
have
both?
two
Yes.
qualities.
Both
Great question.
styles.
One person can even have 4.
Oh, I see.
But they will play out in different level. If you take the test, they play out in different level. So there's what we call a primary style. That's what we call a secondary style. So the primary style you would see. That's why you can be a shy person, but you can be on TV, such that the secondary part of you becomes dominant when you're on air. And then when you get off air, you go back to your normal self. So we call it a function part of you. So you can function at a certain style because you need certain things done.
All right, since you said one person can have 2 qualities or 3 qualities.
A primary
or
and
even
a secondary
4.
style.
Yes, is it possible for someone to also have that style of the lion?
Yeah.
While exhibiting other traits?
Yes, perfectly.
So which means these are not inborn traits.
No.
They
So
are
they are
traits that we could just adopt.
No. I said something a while ago. I said human behavior is fluid, right? And I also said one thing. I said the environment you are introduced to oftentimes determines how you behave. I'm sure you've heard stories about how a mother will be in a near-death situation and you will see a car probably falling over her child. And in that moment, the adrenaline will push her and she will lift the car. Why? Because she needs to save her child. Now, tell that same woman on another situation to lift that car and she won't be able to do it.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have much time to spend. If not, we would have allowed you to keep talking and talking
yes,
and talking.
yes.
Thank you very much, Kolade Stephen Adeni,
Thank
the
you
love
very
doctor, the love specialist, who have been taking us through the topic of the day, getting the best of love through personality style. We hope you really enjoyed the segment and you've really been educated, because we have. That's the much we have for you on the segment, and we just want to wrap up and then take the quote for the day. And the quote reads, "People often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily." Does it make a sense to you?
It makes a big sense. So what I'm saying is, you don't have to wait for anyone to motivate you. The way the country is, motivate yourself. That's all I have to say. My name is Mboso Udorba. Do have a blissful day ahead.
And I am Samuel Carter. Like I always say, in anything you do, keep watching and keep talking. iBrand Daybreak. Bye for now.
Bye.